Craving your next action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills of every kind on your command, like Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, where a lone astronaut must save humanity from extinction, narrated with stunning intensity by Ray Porter. From electrifying suspense and daring quest to spine-tingling horror and romance in far-off realms, unleash your adventurous side with gripping titles that'll keep you guessing. Discover exclusive Audible originals, hotly anticipated new releases, and must-listen bestsellers that hook you from the first minute. Because Audible knows there's no greater thrill than the one that speaks to you. Discover what lies beyond the edge of your seat. Start your free 30-day trial at audible.com/WonderyUS. That's audible.com/WonderyUS.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 48 of the True Crime All the Time Unsolved podcast. I'm Mike Ferguson, and with me, as always, is my partner in true crime, Mike Santa Gibson. Gibby, what's going on?
Ho, ho, ho.
So you got the ho, ho, ho down.
Yeah, I wanted to do it slow, make sure that I could
That you could get it out.
Yeah.
You got the bowl full of jelly down.
Bowl full of jelly.
And you're just an all-around happy, good guy. So
yeah,
you could play Santa anywhere, man.
Yeah, I just got a six-pack, but that's all right.
All right.
Santa can have a six-pack.
You can pat it with like a pillow.
Yeah, I put a little pillow underneath there.
You look just like Santa.
Yeah, just a really good shape Santa.
Magic Mike Santa?
Magic Mike Santa, that's right.
All right, Gibbs, let's start out with some new Patreon supporters. We had Stacy.
Just Stacy.
But Stacy's enough.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Stu Watson, Dava Girl.
Dava.
With a V.
Dava. Yeah.
Tracy Kidd jumped out at our highest level.
Sweet.
Danielle Renteria.
Renteria.
Michelle Anderson.
Michelle.
Cornell Felton jumped out at our highest level.
Future lawyer,
if not already a lawyer. Alexander Eid.
You sure?
Or I'm going with that. It might be Ide. And I hate to get it wrong. Alexander jumped out at our highest level. He just found the show not that long ago and has been interacting a lot. He really likes it. So awesome that he would jump out and support us like that.
That's cool.
Alyssa Drescher.
Fran?
I'm sure nobody's ever said that before.
It's the first time she heard that one.
If she's related to Fran, I'm sure. Victoria Mortimer. Karen Braun, who I forget what country Karen's from, but she has two other names in between, and I couldn't say either one of them.
Oh, it's like a double hyphenated?
I don't even know if it was hyphenated. It was, these were like Nordic, I think.
And the word brawn means, strength, right?
Yeah, it's not spelled the same, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I didn't even want to try to...
She probably hurt you.
I was going to butcher them, and I just didn't want to do that. Luckily...
She's probably related to the Vikings.
I know, and I didn't want to take that chance. I don't need that. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
You don't need that.
We had Rachel Poole, Nathan Hefner, Shannon Leary, Sarah Joy.
Happy.
To the world. Tracy Keats.
Keats? Nice.
Maja Backman. And then we had something amazing happen, Gibbs, that I want to talk about. I received an email from a Canadian listener, and she wanted to support the show. So she came out supporting at our highest level, but she wanted to remain anonymous, and she wanted me to send some goodies to Deanna Smiley in California. And this all came from a few episodes ago. Deanna left a voicemail. She's a huge fan of the show. She's on social media all the time. And I think she listens with her husband, Andrew, I believe is his name. But Deanna left the voicemail saying, she wanted to be a Patreon supporter, but They didn't really like to put their credit card information out on the net. I get that. And this woman from Canada just was so kind of caught up with that voicemail that this is what she wanted to happen.
It truly is a Christmas miracle, Timmy.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so amazing because we're getting ready to put out this holiday episode.
Right.
I get this email during the week. It's kind of like kismet.
Kismet?
I don't really know. It's like fate, right? Fate, kismet.
I thought you said kiss some mittens.
No.
I wasn't sure what you were saying there.
I would never say that to you.
I hope not, because,
Especially to you. But I just thought
I accept any challenge.
It was a really cool thing, especially, at this holiday season.
It is. It's kind of like Charles Dickens wrote it.
Maybe he did.
He could have.
And it's coming to life.
Yeah.
And if we go back into the Patreon vault. So this week we picked Maggie, not the Maggie that helps out on the show.
Nope.
Different Maggie. Longtime supporter, month after month, been with us forever, and just want to give a huge shout out to her.
Appreciate it, just Maggie.
And then something else happened this week. We received a very large donation on PayPal, and the person wanted to remain completely anonymous, basically, like a secret Santa. And what this person wrote was that they really felt bad about the Patreon snafu. They felt bad that we lost, a good amount of support, and they were trying to make up for it. That's just really, really cool when something like that happens, and people, they don't have to do any of this.
No.
They're doing it out, of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it out of the fact that they like what we do. And all of that just, we say it all the time, blows us away.
Love it. Appreciate it.
We're blown away. But I want to give a huge thanks to everybody that has supported us over 2017. It's been an amazing year. It really has. I mean, the podcast has grown exponentially since we started.
I'm going to give an enormous thank you.
To who?
Everybody.
Oh.
You said huge. I'm going to go enormous.
I should have said huge.
Huge.
It's huge. But we couldn't do it without all of the support we get. And I'm not just talking about financially, right? We, Patreon, PayPal, all of that is great. But social media as well, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the closed Facebook group.
Yep.
All of that stuff has grown.
All of it.
People are telling their friends. I get emails. I get so many instant messages. And
call line really took off.
Yeah, we get a lot more voicemails. It's just
no, the other call line, party line.
The 900 party line that you set up on your own.
1-900 call Gibby.
That you don't
get the party line on.
You don't cut me in for any of that.
I don't want you to know about it. Yeah. Don't worry. I don't know if it's anybody really connected to the podcast. It's some really strange questions that I get.
That actually probably would make quite a bit of money. You should look into setting that up.
Yeah.
Then I do want to give a great big shout out to Maggie. Maggie has helped us tremendously over the year. It's just been a huge help.
Yeah, Maggie has really helped a lot with the TCAT episodes.
Yeah, it really just can't be overstated how much value that Maggie has brought. So big thanks. So we wanted to do something a little different, right? We're not doing a true crime episode.
We're not?
We're doing some holiday ramblings.
What did I research all that stuff for?
I just wanted to throw you off. I wanted to make sure you were fresh.
I was ready to do this big Zodiac episode.
Plus, I want to make sure that you don't lose your skills. You got to keep your skills sharp.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And I didn't want this to be a full-blown Q&A episode. We did one of those, right, earlier in the year. I wanted this to be holiday themed. So we did put out, though, if anybody had questions, and we did make a big list of questions.
Yeah, we got a mix of holiday questions and just
other types of questions.
Other types of questions.
That was your one of the ones that I did like, it was what is your favorite holiday family tradition?
What is it?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Absolutely.
So mine might be a little different than some, but one side of my family, my mom's side, every year, Christmas, we would get together at her house with my grandparents and my two uncles and my aunts, and we would play this card game called Rook. And I don't know if you've ever played it, Gibbs.
I've heard of Rook.
It's not a card game that I don't think a lot is like super popular, right? It's not hearts or spades, and it's played with a very specific deck of cards. And Rook is like the Big Daddy Trump. It's like a bird.
Oh,
So it's kind of like a spades game or a trump game, something like that. And I just remember that since I was a little kid. That was like the best thing in the world to me. I couldn't wait for Christmas. Now, I wanted my presents. Don't get me wrong. I like to open me some presents.
yeah.
But there was something magical about sitting around, because I was the only kid. So I'm sitting around with all these adults, and they're, had taught me the game from a very early age. And of course, I would cry when I lost. And a lot of times I think they let me win when I was young. But as I got older, I mean, we got competitive. And I don't like to lose.
Nope.
And I will throw a tantrum.
You do.
Or
Still.
not now. I used to.
Oh, the other day you're like on the floor bouncing around.
I was at the mall, which made it worse.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Everybody's got to see it.
My wife wouldn't buy me an Annie Ann's pretzel, and I just laid down in the middle of the mall.
Her healthy regime.
Regime?
Regime. Yeah.
All right, so what about you?
For me, it was going to my granny's every Christmas Eve.
Granny Gibson?
Granny Gibson, yeah. She always made the peanut butter fudge, the chocolate fudge, the potato candy, the
What the heck is potato candy?
Oh man, potato candy is the best, man. It's like put a little bit of potato in it. I guess the starch helps it out or something, but it's just like got a lot of powdered sugar in it and egg whites.
Powdered sugar potato?
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow the potato does something to it. Helps it stiff. I don't know. But anyway.
You just ate it. You don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like this white stuff, and then you spread peanut butter on top of it, and then she rolls it up and chops it,
It sounds really good.
It is actually.
Potato with some white stuff.
You don't taste any potato, but it's just like.
You didn't even say like what the white stuff is.
Well,
it's just some white stuff on the top
I don't
of
know.
it.
Powdered sugar mixed with something. Well, with potato.
Potato.
The recipe calls for like one potato.
For this whole batch.
In this whole batch,
candy,
yeah. And so that was in her peanut butter fudge is like to die for. I mean, my dad still makes it to this day, and people, he used to have a couple.
Come from miles
they
around,
do, man. He used to have a couple offices
to get the Gibson family fudge.
So he would always hand it out to people that worked for him, and then when he retired, people still call him and like, "Hey, you make any of that fudge?" They want it, man. It's that good.
So your family tradition seems to center around a lot of treats and sweets and
pretty much.
I mean, being with your granny, I get that.
Yeah, she was the best ever.
You did talk a lot about sweet stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And this is how good she was. So
she could take a potato and make it into some candy.
She's making the candy. Yeah. So she had a stroke when I was little, and that's back then when they didn't have them.
Right. Probably more debilitating.
Yeah. So she could never use her one arm. And she could never speak. She could try to say something, but you really didn't know what you got to like.
Oh, so she was pretty bad off.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So she never recovered from that, but still, she knew how to make that damn candy. Made it the best it was ever. I mean, it was always like the best,
even almost like one armed.
Yeah, She still made it for us, and every time we saw her for holidays and birthday, she would do this thing where she'd come up like nobody was watching her, and she'd do her one good hand. She'd have a $5 bill in it, and she'd like tap the outside of your hand and like slide the $5 to you
on the sly.
Yep, and give you that little look and shh, don't tell anybody. You're like, oh man, she's the best.
Grandmas are the best. My grandma on my dad's side, who's actually still alive. She's the only grandparent that I have still living.
Wow.
She makes this amazing red velvet cake. And now red velvet's very popular. I mean, you see it all the time, like in cupcake stores.
Everything's red velvet.
But back in the day, I never saw red velvet anywhere.
I didn't even know what the heck it was.
Except when she would make it. I mean, this was 40 years ago she was making it.
Yeah.
But that was always, going to her house, I knew I was going to have red velvet cake, and I was looking forward to that.
That kind of answers one of the questions. Somebody asked us, how did we spend our holidays as kids? And I started off Christmas Eve, go to my Granny Gibson. Mm-hmm. And then we'd roll out of there and then go to my mom's side to my aunt's house, which that was crazy because my aunt didn't know how to say no to spending. So
she went overboard?
Oh, I mean, her garage would be stuffed full of presents. I'm talking floor to ceiling.
That's the kind of relatives you like to have around.
Yeah. Not always for us, but
For somebody.
but somebody. I just always remember seeing that, going, "Oh my gosh, man!"
Mine was a little different.
A lot of presents.
My parents were divorced.
Yeah.
So, and then got remarried. So I had like 75,000 places to go over Christmas because grandparents, and I've got, multiple sets of grandparents, and it was just a very hectic. I mean, I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but it was just
You're
a
like
very
that
hectic time.
That movie Four Christmases.
Never saw it.
Oh, you didn't see that with the little tall guy?
Oh,
And
that
Reese,
tall guy?
Yeah, and Reese Witherspoon. I don't remember the tall guy.
The tall guy and Reese
Yeah,
Witherspoon.
the tall guy. He's like, you know what I'm talking about? Come on. The real tall guy.
There's a lot of real tall guys. I'm trying to think who was in movies with
He's
her.
in that movie, like, Google.
Oh, Vince Vaughn?
Yeah, Vince Vaughn. Yeah.
You can't think of Vince Vaughn?
Couldn't. Yeah. Vince Vaughn and
You
Reese Witherspoon.
motorboating son of a bitch.
I know it.
Love Vince Vaughn. That real tall guy.
That real tall guy.
He's not even that tall. I think he's like 6'4".
Oh, he's taller than that. He's like 6'8".
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google that.
He's like Shaq.
No, he's 7'1".
Shaq. Yeah.
That real tall guy. I guess he would be real tall to you.
Hey, now. I'm 6. Boom. Right there.
6, boom.
Boom. Yeah.
If you're 6, I'm 6'6".
There you go. All right. I'm 5'11".
I was taller when I had hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I lost an inch or two.
That's. Yes, you did. That's what I heard.
when I lost my hair. So I don't know, Gibbs. Let's talk about. Do you have a favorite Christmas ever?
I was pretty lucky. I had a really good childhood.
Yeah,
So I had
really
a lot
did
of.
too.
I had a lot of good Christmases, and as an adult, I had some really good ones. Probably the one that stands out is when my little niece. I have several. I mean, I've got a lot of nieces, but my youngest one on my wife's side, her first Christmas, she spent it with us.
Really?
Yeah, and it was really cool. Really cool. I really enjoyed being there for her.
Yeah, that is awesome. It's going to make mine seem like much more materialistic.
Nah, man.
So when I was a little kid, there was only one thing in the world I wanted, and it was an Atari. My friends had Atari. I just wanted an Atari so bad. I mean, I told my parents, I don't care if you get me anything else. I just want an Atari.
I thought it was going to be the Oscar Mayer weenie whistle.
No, not or the what's the one from A Christmas Story? the decoder ring.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
For me, it was Atari 2600. That was it.
Attention shoppers, the new Atari cartridge game is in.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh. George again.
Ooh, Atari's ASC battle.
It comes with 27 games, but that's just for starters. You can get 9 cartridges, 187 games.
Blackjack. Oh!
I'd like an Atari.
Sorry, only our demonstrators left.
Mine!
No, George. Mine.
The new video computer system by Atari. More games, more fun.
So that was an actual. I went on YouTube to see if I could find one. That was an actual commercial from 1977, the year Star Wars came out.
Is that when the Star Wars came out?
Yep. For Atari. I don't know what year Atari. It probably did come out. That was probably one of the first years it was out. And I don't remember what year I got mine. I just remember it being the coolest thing. And now they have the throwback. You can buy them, plug right into your TV. It's not the same.
No, you get pretty boring, I would think.
Well, if you looked at the graphics from back then, it's like some stick figure.
Yeah. Because I remember the first video game I had was, I don't know if it was Atari. Yeah, Pong, going back and forth. It's like, now you'd be like, really? That was what we did?
Yeah, I mean, the 50s were such a strange time.
Well, what?
even get that.
You catch it. Yeah. Nice. But also, do you remember the little handheld football game?
Yeah, Coleco.
Yeah.
Coleco football is white.
Yeah, and it had a little dash thing that you just move your finger real fast and move up and down.
So I had one. I got a story about it.
And I had one, and then a couple years ago I got another one because I just wanted to relive the memory of playing that.
Okay, so that goes in with my story. I had the original from when I was a kid, and my mom was getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and she said, "Hey, come over and get your stuff." So I got it. I put it on eBay, sold it for like $250.
Man.
Like 3 months later, I was at some department store, and they had it in a sealed thing. They'd just come out with like a remake of it.
Right. I bought mine off of eBay for $250. No.
Yeah, you're playing my Coleco
Yeah.
football. So what if you went back? Let me ask you this. Go back. Let's say you were 10
Okay.
right now.
Right.
Back in the day.
Back in my husky self.
Your husky jeans.
Yeah.
And you saw like a Call of Duty game. You would just be blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, talking graphic wise.
Oh.
Between like what we had back then and
If
you're
I'm sitting there playing my little...
the football game has like, it's a blip.
Yeah.
And you just, all you can do is move it like
And then next
up or
to me,
down.
somebody's got Madden.
The real Madden
Yeah.
of today.
I'd be like, what?
Man, I tell you, video game wise, man, kids. And then with the internet and playing against people, all over the world.
Really? At the virtual gaming? So they put that little mask on their face and it's like they're in the game?
Yeah, I mean, you've got a virtual set, but it's for something else.
Yeah, well,
not
yeah.
for gaming.
Well, don't be jealous. Don't be hating.
Don't be jelly.
So do you remember the football game, the other football game where you'd have the vibrating, I don't know what it's called, it's like just a piece of sheet metal that vibrated
Yeah.
and you had your little pieces that
And wherever they went, they went.
Yeah,
You'd have
and
to stop it and line them back up again.
line
and
back up
start
in
the
and do
play.
it again.
Oh, those were the days, man. You could have fun with the silliest, most simple game.
Yeah.
I mean, think about slinkies way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there were people that would just play on the stairs with a slinky.
How pissed were you if you got one and you were in a one-story home? You'd be like, well, I can't even do anything with it.
I mean, no, my kids would never sit there all day and play with a slinky.
No.
They'd be watching their iPhone, doing something on the iPad, and maybe let the slinky go down the stairs. But.
Yeah.
So I guess this kind of goes into what is the best Christmas gift you ever received. And I know for me, Gibbs, it was about, well, I can say it was exactly 23 years ago, I'm thinking. My wife and I were dating, and Christmas was coming up, and she bought me I always had this gold chain that my mom had bought me. I still wear it. I've worn it since high school.
Yeah.
And she bought me a University of Kentucky UK pendant, gold pendant. And I still wear it today. Best gift I ever got.
Did you go to UK?
No, I just like UK.
Did you ever live in Kentucky?
I have a house in Kentucky.
Did you ever live in Kentucky?
Yeah, not as my sole residence. All my family's from Kentucky.
I know it.
One half is from Kentucky, the other's from Tennessee.
Yeah. That's the one thing we got in common. We both got family that grew up in Kentucky.
So that was just a really cool gift, and
That is cool.
That was before we got married, and now we've been married 22 years. So
22 years?
22 years.
She's put up with you that long?
I know, it's amazing.
That is amazing, right? That's a Christmas miracle.
Amazing
right
that I
there.
got married when I was 7 too. So
Well,
I'm only 29.
And she's older than you too.
She is.
I'll leave it at that.
All right. So what do you got?
My favorite gift? Probably my first knife. I got a
Wasn't a K-bar, I bet.
No,
not for
wasn't
your
it?
first. You can't go K-bar your first.
No, it was like a 3.5 inch knife blade. It was about 3.5 inches, and it was from my uncle.
Was it a folding
No,
drop blade?
Yep, it was from
With
my
like a sheath.
It did come in a sheath. Yeah, it was from my favorite uncle. He engraved the back of the sheath, carved it in. We were really close, so it meant a lot to me that he gave me something like that, because even he asked my parents, and they're like, no, don't give that.
Like the Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah, he'll stab his eye out.
But that's really cool, and you're getting very sentimental here.
Yeah.
But no, it's awesome that we have those type of memories. The downside, I guess, of it is he just didn't know what he was going to create
No,
by giving you that.
he didn't.
That first knife. Somebody actually did ask on the page, does Gibby really own a K-bar, or is this just something that he's always wanted? And I can vouch that Gibby owns at least one K-bar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real K-bar.
Don't believe me? Come check me out.
A lot of people message us about what is a K-bar.
I know. I guess there's some like
Probably, especially in other countries, they
European candy bar, or down in Australia or
mean
somewhere.
something else. Right?
Yeah, there's actually a K-bar candy bars, which they look kind of weird too, by the way. They're like fruit candy bars.
Were they potato-based?
Potato-based.
With a little fruit on top and some white stuff.
You wait. I'm gonna go make some potato candy, and you'll be like, this is the best stuff ever.
It's the best potato candy I've ever had.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it's probably going to be the best potato candy I've ever had.
So you could make fun of it. What's your most favorite either Christmas cookie or candy, or both?
Yeah, for me, I'm not a real big candy sweet guy. I'm more of a salt salty,
Yeah.
savory type of guy. But, that red velvet cake's up there. My wife actually makes a really good pumpkin roll.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that I like with like the cream cheese in the inside.
Did she make it, or did she tell you she makes it?
No, she makes it. I've seen her make it.
Okay. Just
Actually,
checking.
she doesn't buy it and then unwrap it and say, "Honey, I made this."
You unroll it, and then wait till you come in the door and start rolling it back up again.
Well, maybe that's what she does. I don't know, but it's actually really good.
Yeah, I like. Well, besides what I already about my granny's fudge and potato. My mom, for whatever reason, man, she makes these chocolate crinkles.
The hell's a chocolate
Man,
crinkle?
they are the best. I just because I grew up with them, and so you got to know my
Do you
mom.
live in like a fantasy land? I've never heard of any of this stuff.
Man. Yeah, we knew Willy Wonka and all that.
Chocolate crinkle.
Chocolate crinkle. So it's just like a
It's a
kind
crinkled
of like
potato.
a brownie cookie ish kind of a thing, and it has like cracks on the top, and then you put like the like powdered sugar. You dust it with powdered sugar on
You guys
top.
eat a lot of powdered sugar.
We did eat a lot of powdered sugar.
You know what you should do? You should get a job working for one of these big food companies.
Yeah.
Doing commercials describing the food.
It's got a lot of powdered sugar.
You're really good at getting to the nitty gritty on what this thing's like.
All I can tell you, people know.
It's
Believe
crinkle.
me.
It's
It's a
crinkle.
Christmas cookie. It's called the chocolate crinkle. Betty Crocker's cookbook has them in there.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
So I can Google it.
You can
and
Google
I'm
it and you'll see
find
it. Yeah.
Chocolate crinkle.
Gotta like chocolate, though.
I do like chocolate. Like I said, I'm not a huge sweet person, but yeah, I like chocolate stuff.
Now, my mom always burnt her cookies.
On purpose?
No, but
No?
she just burn them.
There's some people that
If
like
she's-
them burnt.
If she listens, she doesn't listen, but if she happens to listen to this one, she'll be like, not happy that I said that, but it's the truth, Mom. I'm one of the strange ones. I actually prefer burnt cookies
You like a lot of stuff burnt.
because I grew up with a lot of burnt food.
Again,
So-
your mom is not going to be happy.
No,
she
but
hears about
she
this.
did like make sure everything was like done.
She did. She
So-
was worried about things being undercooked.
Yeah, so hamburgers were well done.
My dad
Steaks,
literally
well
wants
done.
them. He wants them on fire, and he wants them completely charred,
Yeah.
like a puck, like a hockey.
Well, that's
puck.
how my mom was.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wanted to make sure we weren't going to get sick off anything, so you had a little crunch with your meal.
So what about a gift that you wanted that you didn't get?
I wanted some jarts, but I didn't get them.
Is that before they outlawed them, stopped making them?
It was before that, but it was after I played with the neighbors' jarts and put one through their roof.
So yeah, if you don't know what jarts are, Google them because like one of the most dangerous toys ever made.
Yeah.
You could literally, it's like a medieval weapon.
They were so fun, though.
They were fun,
You know?
but there's a lot of people that got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, I thought you were saying jorts, like you were
No.
playing with the neighbor's kids' jorts, and I was like,
Jarts.
where is this story going, Gibbs?
Yeah.
Let's get back on
That's
track.
another story.
Jorts. You'd probably
Yeah.
wear a jort. I bet you wear jorts.
I don't know what they are, but
Jean shorts. You don't know what
Oh,
jorts are?
yeah, I used to wear jean shorts back in the day.
Well, I did
When
too back in the day.
Yeah, I don't wear them today.
No, I think you still have some.
I might have them. I don't know. Cutoffs.
I can't believe you didn't know what jorts were.
Shorty shorts.
You probably wear Daisy Duke.
I do.
Jorts.
Give me a pair of Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Duke jorts with the fringe. You let
Yeah.
the fringe hang down.
Makes me feel good.
Sexy. Makes me feel sexy.
Why do I feel like Travis is going to do like something with me with
Dukes of Hazzard.
Hazzard jeans on shorts?
I wouldn't put it past him. So I remember as a kid, I think it was Rocky 3 that you remember Rocky 3? That was one with Mr. T in it.
Yeah.
So Rocky was rich by that point.
Right.
And he had for Christmas he got a robot, like a real robot.
Yeah. I remember that.
I wanted that robot.
You wanted that, huh?
Yeah. And of course, I'm sure it was not real. They made it for the movies, but I didn't know that.
You don't know that.
And I wanted my mom and dad to get me that robot.
And they didn't get it for you.
I didn't get that robot. What I did get a robot. It was this little kind of small robot. So it had a real like remote control. So it would go away from you a little bit and you could press a button, talk into the remote control, and it would come out of the robot.
So that's cool. So you could like walk it 3 feet away.
And say, Mom, I need a Pepsi.
Yeah. And she's like, I heard you when you said it the first time.
It didn't have real long range.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't that advanced back then.
You always had a problem with long range.
But it was a cool toy for the day.
So one question was, what is your favorite holiday song or holiday carol?
I think I can sum that up in a clip, Gibbs.
The Bangles, Sting, Run DMC, The Judds, John Cougar Mellencamp, Stevie Nicks, Michael McDonald, U2, and more in an all-new holiday special. Santa Claus is rocking the town with Top of the Pops.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
A very special Christmas Wednesday.
So, no, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Run DMC.
That's it right there.
I don't even know if that's a real song. I just found that clip. I thought it was funny.
You liked it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to go favorite holiday song, I would go, first of all, it has to be sung by Elvis. And I think I'll go White Christmas, but it has to be Elvis.
I'll go with Drummer Boy with Bowie.
No, that one's good.
Yeah.
That one's different. That one's out there.
Yeah.
It's not like traditional.
But I like the Drummer Boy.
Yeah, he did some, speaking of that clip, he did some specials where he did Drummer Boy. They were really good.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge Bowie fan. I never was.
I think he hooked up with
Elton John one time.
Elton John, but he also hooked up with Bing Crosby.
And Danny F and K.
I don't know who, Danny F and K.
You'd be whistling zippity doo dah to your asshole.
Nice.
Speaking of holiday traditions, that's got to be on top of the list for me.
Which one? Whistling out of your ass?
You don't even know what that's from? Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation, yeah.
I don't know what it is about that movie. As a kid, I loved Chevy Chase.
It's in my top 5.
I really did. I was a big fan of Chevy Chase. Fletch.
Oh, I love Fletch 1. Fletch 2, I don't know.
I was all right with Fletch 2. But I don't really like Chevy Chase and, Vacation. Didn't we just talk about Vegas Vacation?
I think we did.
On just last week's episode?
Yeah.
But, Christmas Vacation for me, I mean, you have the guy from Big Bang's in it.
Oh, Johnny
Galecki.
Yeah, he plays a little Rusty.
And Juliette Lewis, and she went on to do a bunch of stuff.
She did.
Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, and you had Elaine living across next door.
The mom from Everybody Loves Raymond. I mean, there's a lot of people in that movie.
Yeah, there really was.
That you didn't know at the time would go on to do,
yeah,
big shows.
I still love the freeze everybody, and she puts her hand on his crotch and holds it there forever, man.
Cousin Eddie's my favorite.
Yeah, and I also like I'd beat you with a rubber hose.
I mean, if I could count on how many times I've said "shitter's full" in his voice.
Shitter's full.
I'd be a millionaire.
You probably would be. You do say that.
I say it a lot.
Is that your favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah, I would say it probably is. I mean, I like some. I like some of the traditional ones. It's a Wonderful Life. I can watch those.
Yeah,
but I like Christmas Vacation. It's funny.
As far as on the comedy side, that's my favorite. Just Christmas movies in general, probably White Christmas with Bing. That's probably my number one.
Really pushing the Bing Crosby today, aren't you?
I am. I'm really trying to sell that, aren't I? Yeah. And I Love Actually. Some reason I really like that. I don't know. You're going to give me shit about it. But,
is that Hugh? What's his nuts?
Yeah. Yeah. Hugh, what's his nuts? Yeah. It's a European Christmas kind of a.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah. Well, you probably wouldn't have because it's not your type of movie.
Now you shouldn't say that. I watch a lot of movies like that with my wife.
Yeah. Thanks for adding that in there.
Don't watch them by myself.
Yeah.
But I watch them and actually some of them I really enjoy.
Nice.
Or at least I tell her I do.
Sure you do. Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to watch it. Just like I got to watch Mr. Limpet, the Fish Man, or whatever the heck it is.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Everybody loves it.
That's good stuff.
Everything we saw on social media was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you haven't seen that. You got to watch it. It's just another movie I got to watch. So we've talked a little bit about what we like, Gibbs. Is there anything you don't like about the holidays?
My credit card bill.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think my wife and I talk about it all the time. We go overboard, and I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're one of those families that can set a limit and you're very, very judicious, I don't even know if that's the right word, but with gifts and, the kids really appreciate the X number of gifts that they get, man, I'm in awe of you.
Yeah.
Because I wish we could do that because I think it becomes, Christmas anyways is so commercial. And then it's like an arms race, I feel like, because every year you're trying to either outdo yourself or, find something that's going to blow everybody away. And that usually means more money.
Yeah, I give into guilt.
And that's not what Christmas is about, but I mean, we do it.
I really like back in the day when you actually just went out and picked up something that you thought somebody would like, and then it shifted to now you get these lists with very detailed information, And then it went to, well, if not that, just gift cards and
That's all my kids want.
yeah. So I mean, that's just like someone handing you $100 or something said Merry Christmas.
Right.
I mean, it's just I don't know.
Well, and I have 2 girls, and they're getting to be teenagers. So between them and my wife, it's just a constant. Everybody knows what they're getting. Half the time they go out and buy it together.
Right.
There's really not. I miss the days when they were young, where it was a real surprise, right? And you could see it in their eyes. They didn't know what they were getting. Now it's they open it and it's like, oh, I remember when we got that.
Yeah.
That's what Christmas is.
That's what I like. My wife is big on putting things in gift bags, and I hate that because it's so easy, And I get it. It's the reason she likes it. It's just easy.
Because it's easy.
So I don't know. The last few years, I just, I like the wrap stuff, man. So
Man, you're just seeing how many family members you can just throw under the bus, aren't you?
Merry effing Christmas.
Everybody's going to be pissed at you.
Oh,
Your mom can't cook and burns everything.
Oh, she fed me, man.
Your wife is too lazy to wrap presents.
My mom was a good
now you're backpedaling.
cook.
I get
She's
you.
a good cook. She just liked the
Even
meat.
that,
The meat was
kinda-
well done.
You tempered that and had a hard time getting it
I
out.
did. Yeah.
No, I'm just messing with you. But you did throw quite a number of people under the bus.
Yeah, well,
But I do. I mean, I love the holidays. I love this time of year. I wish it would snow because we actually do usually get some snow.
Yeah, we normally get a
It's
little
like
bit.
almost 50 degrees here.
I know. Tomorrow's supposed to be 50 again.
Very strange for this time of year.
Yeah. Got my shorts on. My
I think
jean
it's that
shorts.
global warming.
Well, they said they just heard some magma,
Piping hot magma.
coming up over there by the like Virginia area.
Who said that? Al Gore?
No. It was actually on the regular news.
I don't watch the news. It's too depressing.
Some scientist discovered it. Bill Nye, the science guy. I don't know what that means for us.
Well, I don't think it's good. Is it a good sign that we have magma?
I don't know. It makes you want to do that. Austin Powers.
I just said it. Piping hot magma.
yeah.
You didn't even get it.
It all comes together now.
You didn't even get it.
It comes together.
I'm throwing these movie references out at you, and you're like, what?
What? I am, Gibby. It takes me a little bit of time to click in,
Get your movies straight.
get my movie straight.
Speaking of talents, you have a talent for movies, knowing what they're called, knowing who's in them. Everybody knows that. It's no secret.
Nail it.
What are your hidden talents?
Hidden talents that we're allowed to talk about?
Yeah, not that are like A1 top government clearance. Not those.
Not that kind of stuff.
Not those stuff you do on the side.
Not that one thing that happened in where at
Yeah,
one time.
right.
With who.
Can't talk about that.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I got nothing.
You got no hidden. You don't have a single hidden talent.
It's all out there. What about you?
I'll sing in the shower.
You sing everywhere.
I do. I do like to sing.
I sing in the shower too, but that's where it stops.
I'm not really that talented.
Really?
Maybe neither one of us are that talented.
Just sound like a couple boring podcast guys.
I think that's what we are. We're family guys, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Who like to talk about true crime.
You do strum the guitar, or you did. I don't know. I've been coming here for a year in the studio and look across, and you have these 2 very high-end guitars that just lean up against the wall. Yeah, I have yet to see you pick them up.
I have a Fender Stratocaster that hasn't moved since
Yeah.
since you started coming
Got
over.
a little
for
dust
the
on
podcast.
top, Otherwise,
I don't play them a lot.
I remember used to be into fishing.
Yeah, I do like to fish a lot,
Yeah.
and I shoot competitively.
Yeah, you used to shoot competitive.
I haven't not much anymore since we started the podcast, but
You've got all the equipment for it.
yeah, no, I'm into competition shooting. I do like that sport. I mean, I've always liked sports. I played basketball and baseball and football, and I know you wrestled in high school.
Wrestle, play football. Yeah.
You wore tights, or did you wear the required uniform?
I wore
Tights.
I wore what you had to wear.
What movie's that from?
I don't know.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club.
Come on, man.
Oh, man.
You're losing your movie credentials
I am.
fast.
Yeah. I expected more out of a varsity. Yeah.
Letterman.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to get it. I had such high hopes that you were
I know. I'm
you
not
were
that
gonna nail
fast
that.
tonight, man. I ran track and field, too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Now, see, that's something I never did like to run. We had to run a lot for basketball, and I hated running.
Yeah.
I don't mind running during a game. Just to run,
Yeah, I did.
no,
man.
I can't stand
100
that.
meter and 200 meter dash. Fast.
You don't look like a fast guy to me.
I was, man. I wasn't fast as the other people up on the line with me.
That you were running again?
Yeah, but I was fast. It's like, hey, I'm right here with you.
Well, how did you, didn't you compare yourself against the other people that you were running against?
I did. I was in the middle. I wasn't going to get a scholarship, put it that way. I wasn't the guy at the end, though.
Well, you didn't need one. I mean, you had an academic full ride to Harvard. I don't know why you didn't go.
I thought it was better to go to community college.
You could have been a professor of English by this time,
Professor or something.
Tenured.
Yeah, something. 10 or something.
Oh, my gosh. All right, what else? What other questions? We got some other questions, Gibbs. They're not really holiday related. Somebody asked, how do you guys balance work, podcast, family? This is a really good question. Have you ever missed an important event because of the workload? And I mean, I'll start off. I'll say it's tough. There's no doubt about it. Having the full-time type of jobs that we do that are not, kind of punch in, punch out jobs.
Right.
And then this is almost like another full-time job that we do at night. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. We put a lot of hours in at work, and then, especially you really had a lot on your plate at one point when you were doing both of TCAT Unsolved, Criminology, and that other podcast that you did for a little bit.
With Aphrodite. Yeah. But still, Criminologies, we're going to start that back up pretty soon.
Yeah, but that was a lot on your plate at that time.
It was.
And everything else going on. So
I can't say that I've ever missed an important event, like I've never missed a birthday or
no. I remember we were
something
at
like that.
Crime Con, and you were able to meet everybody, have fun, and then you were able to you took off and was able to be with your wife on her big birthday.
Yep, we kind of slipped out a little early, and
you were able to
surprise my wife
which
on
was
her birthday,
which was nice. With the podcast, I haven't missed anything. But. Back in the day, man, before this job that I'm in now, I had another job, and I missed some of my kids' important events, and I said I'd never do that again, man.
Yeah, no, I get that. I've never wanted a job where, and a lot of people have these jobs, and they probably love them, and they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But, where you're traveling around for sales, and maybe you're gone at long periods of time, that's just something I couldn't do.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to be at home. I like to be with my family. Now, what I will say that the podcast has done is it's caused me to miss some of the extracurriculars that I used to do.
Right.
So I don't play golf as much. I mentioned competitive shooting. I don't do that as much. I don't get to fish as much, stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't get to do my sculpting that I used to do.
Mm-hmm. Your nude modeling. I know it's gone way down.
Really went, yeah.
That took a big hit. And you were making some nice coin.
Coin.
As a nude model.
Yeah. I was making a few
shillings. Trying to think of a word.
We still always get asked, where do we meet? And I know we covered that last time, but it still comes around. And me and Mike met at work.
Yep, we did.
Mike actually hired me.
Many, many, many years ago.
Yeah. And that's how we met.
Been friends ever since. The other question we got, and I don't know if we're repeating ourselves or not, Gibbs, whether we covered some of these on the Q&A, but that's fine because we have a lot of new listeners that may not have listened to that. But one of the questions that we get asked a lot is, what case got to you the most?
Mm-hmm.
And we actually just did an interview with the Minds of Madness.
Yeah.
And talked about that. And I'll give them a shout out. If you're not listening to the Minds of Madness, go out and check it out. But we did a quick interview with Beck, and it was that Melissa Huckabee, I think, is the one that really got to us the most. The murder of Sandra Cantu by Melissa Huckabee.
It was definitely the worst for me.
I remember.
And I think one of the other questions was somebody said, can you get PTSD? And
like PTSD?
What did I say? Didn't I say PTSD?
I don't know. It sounded like you said Petey, like Petey from the Little Rascals.
Can you get a little Petey?
I think you said
little
PTSD.
Yeah.
I think you said it. It just
I did. I
kinda
said it
all
so
rolled together.
fast, yeah.
I just got to give you a hard time.
Yeah.
That's my job.
So they definitely can mess you up a little bit. I don't think it gets like that. That's something, those folks that get PTSD, man, that's some serious stuff.
You did it again. It's really just rolled the shit out of it.
You just rolled it?
No, I agree with you. PTSD, especially if you're talking, military or a police officer that's involved in some kind of, fatal shooting or something like that, or a survivor of some type of traumatic experience or event. never would I say we get that, but it does affect you.
Yeah, it stays with you for a while.
And it affects people differently. There are cases that affect you longer than others. They don't affect me as much as they do Gibby. And I don't know what that says about me, good or bad.
Pretty hard, man.
Yeah, it just doesn't. And some of the things that we talk about, they don't make me sick, or
you're like the Tin Man.
I don't have a heart.
You don't. Squeak, squeak.
That wasn't the Tin Man, though.
Oh,
he was looking for a brain.
He was.
I think that was
Scarecrow.
The lion.
Scarecrow.
Was it? No, it was the Scarecrow.
Yeah, we don't know. It was Scarecrow. No, it was the Tin Man. We're looking for a heart.
Was it?
Yeah, Scarecrow was looking for
a brain. What was the lion looking for?
Courage.
Courage. You're right.
Courage.
All right, you got that one.
There you go. Little movie
I hope
history.
So. I don't know. I'm going with you on it.
All right.
Going back to childhood, because we have been talking about childhood a lot. Somebody asked what crime from your childhood had an impact on you, or probably had the biggest impact.
I think the one that I recall was Jonestown.
That is so funny, because that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's the one. I think because it was so much, it was really, so the 3 or 4 stations we had back then.
It was on everything.
It was on everything. So I recall it, and they, even back then they played a lot of it. Mm-hmm. And it's the first time you're like, wow. I was really amazed by how many people would just follow somebody, and do that kind of stuff.
You make a good point, because it's not like today. I think today on the news, you see, it's like, I don't even watch the news, because every night it is shooting, murder, this and that.
Right.
We got 24-hour news networks. You can see that stuff everywhere you turn. Back then, you had the 6 o'clock local, I think, 7 o'clock national, probably.
Yeah.
But it was all over, and it was pretty graphic.
It was graphic
back then.
I mean, I remember seeing the bodies laying down, and if I remember right, there was like a shootout at the plane with the senator or whatever.
We are going to do that, because that is a story that I think we should do. So that's just kind of strange that, I mean, we're close in age, so it's not outrageous that we would have the same one. I wasn't alive when Manson did his thing. Even some of the ones that we talk about, I don't remember as a kid.
And I think my parents did a pretty good job of shielding us, at least shielding me, my brothers, from the local crime stuff. We didn't hear a lot about it.
All right, Gibbs. So I got to know, and this wasn't a question that was sent in. This is just a question I have for you. You remember as a kid, because they still play most of them, all the holiday specials, right? So you got Rudolph, you got Frosty, you've got Charlie Brown Christmas. I mean, there's been a ton of them.
Yeah, there's like a dozen of them, right?
Yeah. So what's your favorite?
I got 2.
I said, what's your favorite?
My favorite?
No, I'm saying you can say
probably 2. I think my favorite. I think it's called Santa Claus Coming to Town, or the one with Heat Miser, and
is that the one with the Baby New Year?
No, Baby New Year's it's spinoff with Rudolph.
Okay. That's the one. That's mine.
I like
the
one,
baby with the big ears.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I don't think that's the same, but the one with Santa's coming to town or not coming to town. I don't know. The one with He's
either
Mother Nature and Heat Miser.
Not coming to town.
You remember Heat Miser and
Mr.
Freeze?
I just don't know if they're all part of the same thing or these are different ones.
That's probably
they are different ones.
That's my favorite. Then right close behind it is Drummer Boy. I'm really into that Drummer Boy song, man.
Yeah, what is it with you and the Drummer Boy?
I just like that. That.
Why don't you sing us a little ditty?
No, I don't want to.
A bar.
I don't want to impress people too much with my vocalities.
Vocalities.
Yeah, write that down in your Gibtionary.
That's going to be on Gibby's new Word of the Day calendar.
That's
out
right.
First of the year.
Get it on Amazon.
Get it on True Crime All the Time.
Get it on True Crime All the Time.
If we're going to sell it, man, we're going to sell it on True Crime All the Time.
Yeah.
What about Lethal Weapon? Can I count Lethal Weapon as a Christmas movie?
I think you count Die Hard.
Oh, Die Hard. Yeah, even better.
At the Nakatomi Towers there.
Sakatumi.
That had what's his name from Harry Potter in it?
Alan Rickman.
Who else was in that movie, Die Hard?
Who else was in it?
Yeah, famous.
That was famous.
Yeah.
The guy from Family Matters, the dad, he was in it.
Was he?
He played the cop.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Remember?
Yeah.
He was trying to get a Twinkie or
That's
something.
right.
His wife was pregnant.
Not a Twinkie. Like, he picked up like 4 or 5.
He had some Twinkies.
He did, man.
Let's see. Who was famous in that movie?
So it was just Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman. And I don't think the limo driver stuck in the Parking garage. He didn't.
No.
He wasn't famous.
Oh, so you don't have an answer to
Oh,
this.
I was just thinking, was there somebody else in
Because
there?
I'm really racking my brain. Like, am I missing somebody? I thought you were trying to stump me.
I was just throwing it out there. Hey, who else was famous?
I'm really like, Gibby knows this and I don't know it.
No.
So this question is a little different. You get one franchise. Makes it a little harder because you gotta pick from, because not all in the franchise might be good.
One movie franchise? Mm-hmm. I just want to clear. I was thinking food at first. I was like, man, that's so good.
Like I want a Wendy's.
I was like, I don't know. You wouldn't take Wendy's. You
I
take Chipotle.
It's Chipotle.
I take Chick-fil-A on that.
Chipotle.
Chick-fil-A because I get Sundays off.
You own it. What's the difference?
I'm off every day. If I got Chick-fil-A, they pulling the money, man.
All right, one movie franchise.
One movie franchise.
So you got to think how good they are. How many do you get?
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you go Star Wars, you get a bunch of movies.
I'm not a big. I know people are going to be like, "What?" I'm not a big Star Wars person.
Yeah, I just saw the new one last night.
Not a big Star Wars. Not a big Star Trek person.
Not a big Star Trek, but I love Star Wars. I mean, you got
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Indiana
We're good
Jones.
at first. And I like Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, is good.
Indiana Jones, Harry Potter.
Got Sean Connery. You know, I was watching the other day on YouTube. I was watching old Saturday Night Live skits. I just love to watch old Saturday Night Live skits. And I was watching the one where Will Ferrell plays Alex Trebek.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy that plays Burt Reynolds.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Shit, I can't think of his name. But he writes his name as Turd Ferguson.
Yeah.
And I've always cracked up about
That's your
every time I
nickname
see
now.
that. Turd Ferguson.
He just did like some KFC commercials not too long.
Yeah.
Norm.
Yeah, Norm McDonald.
But that's not your
No, that's
franchise.
that's not my franchise.
Your friend. National Lampoon. That's a franchise.
Yep. There's a lot of them. Really, you don't even think about how many different franchises there are.
Born Identity. Jason Bourne. Some good stuff there. Man, that's really tough to think about that.
All right, pick one.
Pick one. I'm gonna go with Godfather.
It's hard. It's hard not to. I will go with, if I just get one and that's all I get to watch, I'll probably go Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just because you get a bunch of movies.
You do get a bunch.
8, 9, I guess now if you count that Rogue One thing.
So you're going to count the spinoffs too?
But yeah.
So you can go Harry Potter, get the 8, then you get the spinoffs, which add like 2 more right now. And
oh, I never saw any of those.
Yeah.
All right. That kind of led us down a weird road.
It did.
Because it takes you 5 minutes to figure out the movie.
I can't remember. I mean, this is great. Holiday special questions and things like that. But this year's almost over.
It is, man. It's going to be 2018.
Yeah. We're going to head into 2018. Pretty exciting year coming up. We've got some really good episodes we're going to lay out there. Some of the big names. And then a lot of the not so well known.
I was going to say, we're really going to dig deep. We're getting a lot of great suggestions on cases I've never heard. So now, the caveat with that is there has to be enough out there, right?
Right.
That's what we run into, especially with the Unsolved.
Yeah.
There's got to be enough out there to really do the research to get, an hour and 15 or, over an hour's worth of.
Which is really difficult. I know until you do one, you really need about 3 hours to get it down to an hour.
Yeah, we've said that before. Now we're getting a little bit better.
Right.
We've done, 2.5, 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're under 3 every time now.
Right.
But, we do record for probably 5 hours at least to get 2 episodes.
2 episodes. That's not, and then you got all the research that you do. Maggie helps out a lot with the Solved.
Oh, definitely.
But we still have to, even for that, we do our own research.
Yep.
And then, of course, on Unsolved, we're doing all the research on that as well. So.
All right, Gibbs. I got this one. I thought of this one. If you had to, and I mean had to, you were forced to invite one serial killer to dinner with your family, who would it be?
Wow.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Because you don't want any of them there.
No.
But
I know I don't want Dahmer because he'll eat everything.
Yeah.
But
I mean, everything.
Everything.
Now okay, so caveat, he's not going to hurt anybody there.
Yeah. But we know what he does.
But you know what he's done.
Okay.
And he's going to talk about it. He's going to tell you the real story about it.
Some of these guys would have some pretty good stories. Not the kind you maybe want to hear, but they definitely would.
Oh, you'd be riveted.
Yeah. You'd be like, like an Ed Gein,
No,
imagine?
yeah.
Or
Gein.
Gein, yeah. Did I say Gein?
You did.
Yeah, Ed Gein.
So it's that thing we talk about, right? It's the macabre, it's the curiosity that we all have, especially listeners of true crime. You don't like what they did, you don't condone what they did, but to hear about it and try to figure out, how could somebody do that? That's the part that's interesting to everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody's glorifying what these people do. It's the fascination, and I hear it all the time. I get it in emails. All right, who's your?
I say Israel Keys.
Israel Keys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna dive into that mind.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to have a conversation with him.
I can see that for sure. I mean, the guy was intelligent.
Yeah, so you can see that going well.
Yeah, between two very intelligent psychopaths.
Exactly. It would be a chess match.
It would be. I think I want to go Hannibal Lecter.
I thought you said real.
I never did.
You didn't say?
No. I do. I would love to sit and talk to Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
That's a good franchise too. I never thought about that.
That's true.
There's a bunch of those. So Hannibal Lecter, if I'm going fictional character.
Okay.
Although Dexter's in there too. But
well, I would have thought you would have went, if you're going to go fictional, I thought you would have went Dexter.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Hannibal Lecter would be a more interesting conversation.
Yeah.
For some reason. Although I do like Dexter. If I'm going real person, I think I would go Richard Ramirez.
Really?
And I know we haven't done him yet. We will. There's something about that dude. I would love to find out what was in his head.
The Night Stalker. So here's another question for you. You and your wife are going out on the town?
Who am I going to watch the kids?
Who would you let watch your kids?
As soon as you said go out to dinner, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're going to have, who do I want to watch the kids?
Knowing that they can't harm them, but you still got to leave them with them.
Oh my gosh. We're talking serial killer here.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go David Berkowitz. I mean, he didn't harm any children. I know you said they wouldn't harm him anyway, but I don't know. That's a really tough one, dude. I mean, you don't want to say anybody, but if you got to pick somebody.
I was thinking like Herb Baumeister,
Yeah.
So I knew who I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want Gacy.
No, you definitely wouldn't want Gacy.
Because I'd never be able to leave the house again if that's the person you left your kids with, because he freaked them out. And they would never let, even though he didn't do anything, they just were like, no, don't leave, don't go out.
Never be able to leave the house again?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's so many people to choose from. These questions are really tough because I'm thinking about who we've done. I'm thinking about people that we want to cover. I mean, obviously, there's nobody good. So you can just pick one and go on.
So out of the killers that we've covered, who's the most talented?
In what way?
Outside of what they're known for?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who is the most that you know of that had, either really strong potential or just in all the clips and research you've done said, man, this person's really talented. They had something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying. The first name that popped in my head, we haven't covered him, but the first person that popped into my head would be Bundy. I mean, if you think about serial killers that could have gone on to do great things,
yeah,
he's probably at the top of the list. I know you asked me of the ones we've covered, and I'll try to think of that. But man, he was just a smart guy, charismatic. Probably could have been a top attorney. Could have run for office. He could have done a lot of things.
Yeah, possibilities.
He really did. I mean, there's a lot of people that we've covered that you would say, this person, they were never going to do anything. You never saw that they were headed in any direction at any point in their life.
Right.
So it's hard to pick, most people. I guess if I had to pick one person, it would probably be, you said him. I'll pick Herb Baumeister because the guy actually was successful, had made something out of himself.
Yeah, he had those store franchises.
Yeah, and he could have gone on to probably do some things, and he was already making a lot of money. He just chose to kill people.
Just a little thing on the side.
It's not good on your resume, man.
No, it doesn't look good. So, got another question for you. Mm-hmm. Of all the killers
because I know a lot of them.
You know a lot of them.
I know. I only know one. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Shh. So all of the ones you researched did or did not do on the podcast, doesn't matter. Man crush.
Man crush.
Man crush.
Who do I have a man crush on?
Yep.
You know, I guess it would be, and some of this is based off of our female listener feedback too, because I really don't have a man crush on this guy, but I will say that Carrie Stainer was a pretty good looking dude, and because a lot of our female audience said the same in comments.
We sure did.
You know, he was a bad guy, but he's a pretty good looking dude.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Yeah, I don't have man crushes, man.
So you ask me the question, get me to actually say it.
Yeah.
And then just say I don't have man crushes.
I don't have man crushes.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
That's what I get for letting you ask the question.
You thought I was going to say Scott Peterson, but I wasn't going to do it.
No, I didn't know what you were going to say, but I thought maybe you might say something after you made me say something.
Well, I knew you would say something because, you know, you had that sparkle in your eye.
No, as soon as you asked the question, I was all ears. Man, you know who else I'd like to sit down and talk to? I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but going back to the dinner question, I really think I would enjoy talking to Dennis Rader.
You know, I keep forgetting about him for some reason.
Well, we did him a very long time ago.
Yeah, but
or Kuklinski. I mean, that was episode number 2. That guy was fascinating. I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the room with him.
No, that's true because he could kill you. And
yeah, I think he would I don't know,
very quickly with his bare hands.
Put a splinter in me and I die or something.
I mean, really, you could make the case for all of these people of, and I said the word enjoy. That's probably not the right word, but you'd be hard not to be fascinated by getting a glimpse inside their head.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to me on some of them how well they articulate what they did, how they did it with not much emotion, but they talk about it, you know, just so freely. You know, I know Dom are terrible guy, man, but you know, just the way he was talking about it, you know, it was like, I did it. I'm sorry. You know, do we believe him?
Yeah.
You know, but just the way he talked about it. I mean, you could see that you could probably have if you drink coffee, sit with him and have a cup of coffee or whatever, and just probably be intrigued by what he had to tell you.
Yeah. And I mean, Dennis Rader was the same way. We still get a lot of people talking about those clips because we played a lot of clips back then.
Yeah.
In that Dennis Rader, you know, that was very early on, but it's hard not to, because to hear him tell the story in the way that he tells it. I mean, if you think back, Gibbs, he talked about how he had a lot in common with people. And it's just very strange the way that his mind worked.
His perception versus reality of what people thought of him was really different. But he really bought into how he thought people liked him.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a strange cat. We, you know, Mike Morford and I on the criminology podcast, we interviewed a woman who actually, I'm going to say worked with Dennis Rader. It's probably not the right word, but she corresponded with him and she was studying him.
Okay.
And she was actually consulting with us on Zodiac because she knew a lot about Zodiac, but she knew a lot about Dennis Rader.
Yeah.
And she had some interesting stories, talked about how in his, you know, he fancied himself a code writer like Zodiac.
Right.
In that he would make codes up on like his toilet paper and send them to her because he didn't want the guards to be able to figure out what he was saying. She had a really good insight into him because she had talked to him quite a bit.
Yeah.
She's a fascinating woman. All right, Gibbs, what else? You got anything else for this holiday rambling?
I don't, man.
I don't either.
I just hope everybody has a really good holiday.
I do too. And, you know, getting back to kind of how we started the show, you know, it is that time, man. It's that time of the year. We should be doing it 365 days a year.
Yeah.
And I wish everybody could and would, and that would be great if we didn't have any more people to talk about.
Right.
That do these horrible things. It's never going to happen. We know it's not.
No.
But what I would ask is that, you know, for what we call the TCAT family and our listeners and, let's be nice to each other, man. That's what I want. That's what I really, really, and I know our listeners are, but
Yeah.
I just really want everybody to start being nicer to each other.
Be kind and rewind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't take, you know what? It doesn't take much. It really doesn't.
No, I mean, and
So give a smile, say hello.
we're all guilty. We're all guilty of certain things. I have bad days and I say things to people that I wish I hadn't said and things that I wish I could take back and stuff like that.
But things roll off. You know?
Yeah.
all
I need to
good.
do better at that too. Maybe that'll be my holiday,
Your
my
New Year's.
New Year's resolution.
Yeah. That and the
Let things roll off.
getting back into the gym.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. I think I'll try to be nicer to people.
You start there.
Let me start small.
I'll start there. Yeah.
That's a big ask.
Yeah.
I think it'd be easier for me to just
We're going to leave it at that.
be super nice. And,
Yeah. See if you can just be nicer.
But we do. We want everybody to have a great holiday. And like we said, no matter what you celebrate or what country you're in, just have a great,
Have a good weekend.
whatever it is. And hopefully you continue to enjoy what we're putting out because we're going to keep putting it out. And we're going to hit it hard in 2018.
You like putting it out. That's for sure.
Like Gibbs said, we got a lot planned. We've got, going to get back to some of the less well-known, sprinkle in some of the big timers.
Yeah. And we got like some big events, Crime
Con,
the T-Cat Cruise, and
Gibbs is putting together a T-Cat cruise.
that's right, T-Cat Cruise. Didn't we just do? And we just did the cruise line.
Oh
Unsolved.
yeah. I'm a little worried about going on my next cruise.
We got to do T-Cat Bahama style.
That'd be pretty fun.
Stay off the cruise line, but just like a little island in the Bahamas.
Dude, we can't even do a meetup in the U.S.
We
somewhere.
can't. That's true. We can't even do one in our hometown.
We can't afford to have a meetup in Ohio.
I know it.
But we got big dreams, right?
We do.
All right, so we got some voicemails.
We do.
You want to play those?
I think you ought to.
All right.
Hi, I love your podcast so much. My friend recommended it and I've been listening non-stop. I recommend you do a case on Madeline McCann or Lisa Froome and Chris Kremis. Thank you.
I like it.
A lot.
I do.
No, it's a great voicemail.
Yeah, who was it?
I don't know. She didn't say her name.
You didn't leave your name, but we love you anyway.
Yeah, we do. She
but-
got turned on to the show and
Good recommendation.
good recommendation from somebody.
Yeah.
So we like that. We love hearing about that.
Yeah, and I love the accent.
Yeah, love the accent. And she gave us some good cases to look at. Madeline McCann's a very famous case. I have to look into those other two.
Hey, this is Shep in Memphis. Just wishing Mike and Gibby a happy holiday, and maybe we'll send you some ribs from Memphis. Really enjoy your podcast, and keep on the clock ticking.
He had us at ribs.
That's all I heard.
That's all I heard was ribs.
That in Memphis. I'm thinking a road trip.
Road trip, Memphis.
Yeah. Meet you over by Elvis's place and
get
then
some ribs.
You get some ribs.
All right, I'm into that one.
Oh my holy crap, you guys. I was laughing so hard. And it's terrible because it's not a podcast where I should be laughing at. I mean, okay, let me start. This is Letitia Upton in Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. And when Gibby said, you hate it when anyone tells you you're pretty, oh my gosh, I've been laughing for 2 days. I'm totally binging your podcast. First I binged True Crime until Thanksgiving, and now I'm binging Unsolved, and then binge more. Anyway, love you guys. Keep up the funny stuff. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. All right, bye. Oh, Merry Christmas. Bye.
So thanks for the voicemail, Letitia. And Letitia, we email back and forth all the time. So I was happy to hear that she left a voicemail.
It was awesome.
And you crack her up.
I try to crack you up. And
you do.
To crack some other people up.
And you do. And it's hard to do, right? We talk about it's a very fine line between being respectful, cracking some jokes, busting on each other a little bit.
I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. It just comes out. And
and if it's good, I leave it in. If it crosses the line,
you might take it out.
I might take it
out.
Just depends.
Hi, Mike and Gibby. It's Megan from Minnesota. Just wanted to say hi. And I wanted to wish you a happy holiday. And I'm just, driving for work like I do and listening to my two favorite guys. Listening to some old stuff today. But All right, you guys take care. Bye.
Oh, great voicemail from Megan. She's always driving.
I know. In Minnesota.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Isn't it funny if you listen to these voicemails, the range of accents?
Oh, I know.
So you have people think we have an accent.
I don't have an accent.
And then, we have English, we have Minnesota. I love it. I love hearing all the different accents.
And I really like how Megan said, bye. Like she was like really like, like pulling the phone away. Like she was like,
she's probably
walking
turning
away
in her car.
Wowie zowie, y'all. I'm old. I'm old as the hills. So from West Texas near Lubbock, and that's not too far from where the Lincoln County Wars and Billy the Kid, all that happened. So 45 years ago, that's all I had to read. And my true crime was, Kit Carson, Wild Bill Hickok. All those people were involved in my search for true crime. Of course, now I've got true crime and all that. Anyway, I stopped taking cable, fell a little bit behind, and I got TuneIn Radio, and I discovered true crime all the time. Y'all are great. Most of the cases I have heard about and know quite well, but you can't beat y'all's analysis. So more power to you. Go, 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 guys.
Go, go, Gadget Arms.
Go, go, Speed Racer.
So that was Paula. She actually left her name in another voicemail because she forgot to leave it.
I like her. She appreciates our analysis.
She does.
That means she appreciates my analysis.
I'm sure she does.
I just want to leave that out there.
Another range in the accent department.
West Texas, man.
Awesome. Now, she said she was as old as the hills.
Which hill?
I don't know.
It all depends on what hill you're talking about.
But I love the story about her, ditching cable, finding us on TuneIn Radio. It's just awesome. And you hear these stories about how people find out about us through their friends or, doing a search for this or that. And then they stumble upon, they like it.
I don't even know what TuneIn Radio is.
Well, neither one of us are like super technology wizards. We've said that before.
Yeah.
But we are on TuneIn Radio. I make sure we're on all the outlets. You're just here for your analysis.
I'm just here for my analysis.
I make sure the podcast gets out to where it's supposed to go.
You do all that. I do the analysis.
Yeah, I don't even know what TuneIn Radio is.
What TuneIn Radio is, man.
You just sit there, look pretty, and do the analysis.
Right.
I'll make sure
I try
that it gets out to where it's supposed to go.
I appreciate that.
All right. Well, that is it. We've rambled on long enough. Like we said in the previous episode, we were going to take the week off, and then we thought, you know what, let's just do something a little fun, a little laid back. We have something to put out in case people are itching to listen to us over the Christmas time. So that's what we did.
Yeah. So I hope everybody has a great holiday. I hope you really enjoy those relatives when they come over and eat all your good stuff. And
get you some potato candy.
Get some potato candy. Look, I'm telling you, look it up.
Make it.
Potato candy.
Send it to Gibby.
It's really good. You're appreciated. Does have a lot of sugar in it.
And quite a bit of starch, according to
and some starch. Yeah.
All right. Well, we love you all. We appreciate everything that you've done for us. I hope everybody knows that because people say to us, Gibbs, all the time, they appreciate what we do. We appreciate them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm hoping everybody understands that. I know we've said it a bunch, but it's true.
Yeah.
We like what we do, but we couldn't keep doing it if it wasn't for all of you supporting us. And we got one more episode in 2017.
Going to go out with a bang.
That'll come out on New Year's Eve. Listen to it hungover probably on Monday or Tuesday.
We're listening to it New Year's Eve instead of listening to the... Not Dick Clark, but
you were going to say Dick Clark.
Rockin' New Year's Eve.
They still call it Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve, don't they?
With Ryan Seacrest or whatever. Yeah. Well, listen to
even though he passed away, I think they still call it that.
They? Listen to Rockin' New Year's Eve with Mike and Gibby.
All right. So that's it for another episode of the True Crime All the Time Unsolved podcast. So for Mike
and Gibby,
stay safe and keep your own time ticking.
Are you looking for a new job or want a career change? Look no further than Monster.com. Need a little help standing out? Our expert resume writing services will make sure you shine. Want to brush up on your interview skills? Engage with our AI interview prep tool. Want some advice on negotiating your new salary? Visit our salary tools and extensive library of career advice articles, and you'll have all the tips and tricks you'll need to succeed. Visit Monster.com today and take the first step towards your career. Monster.com. Find your right job fit.